Happy Wednesday, everybody. Thank you for joining me once again this Wednesday to learn how to raise your event planning fee. For those of you who do not know me, my Instagram followers, my Facebook members, and my YouTube subscribers, if this is the first time you are getting in contact with me or be exposed to me, my name is Mayo Silvers. I am the owner of M2 Hospitality and Event Planning Company, and I'm also the event founder, mentor, and coach for this company called Events for Anyone. So I'm the founder, event mentor, and coach for this company called Events for Anyone, where we provide a mentorship program called the Unstoppable Eventrepreneur to event planners like you to start and grow your event planning company into a six-figure profit business. So let's see who is joining me today. If you're joining me on Facebook, so please allow StreamYard to publish your name. So Stephanie or Christine, please drop that link for our members to click on StreamYard so I can see their name if they ask questions. If not, if you don't want to do that, it's okay. Just type your name so I can see your name as well. So on Instagram, I have Sharon. Hey, thank you for joining me. I have Carla. I have Felicia. Christine is there. Oh, yes. I wear many hats. That is correct. And I know some of you are joining me undercover. This is your lunchtime. I appreciate you giving me your time. So I have Facebook users. I can't see your name. So if you click on the link, I'll be able to see your name to allow StreamYard to publish your name. If not, just type your name on the comment so I can see your name as well. Looks like, yes, I got some sun. So we have Keandra. Who else is here with me? Okay, so, yes, we have a beautiful weather here, very, very hot, and I exercise a lot. So yes, you can see some sun on me. And also, hey, Claudia, thank you for joining us. This is also another one of our merchandise. So I'm trying out all the different merchandise to see, I have to try them out and then I wash them to make sure that they don't shrink too much or they don't get loose around the collar, because I want to make sure that I put out quality merchandise before, I want to make sure that all the merchandise are of good quality before I put them on my online store. So this is one of them. This is a razor bag. So I'm just going to turn around so you can see how it looks like. There you go. That's the razorback design. Okay. So this will be one of our sleeveless collection. So there's razorback and there's also a regular sleeveless. So this is very comfortable. I haven't washed it yet. So let's see how much it shrink after I washed it. All right. So I hope you like the merchandise, but we're slowly building up the merchandise. You like it, Carla. Thank you. So yeah, it's loose. It's not like tight. So it's extremely comfortable and it's great to wear when you're out setting out events and it's hot. Okay. So where can you buy it? Well, I haven't put it on our online store yet because I want to make sure that I test out all the merchandise, how long it lasts. Does it stretch a lot? Does it shrink? I want to make sure the wording stays good. I want to make sure that I put out everything that's of quality before I sell it online to all of you. Okay. So there you go. Show off the muscles. Yes. Back muscles, arm muscles, shoulder muscles. It's all about being fit, not just physically, but also mentally. Okay. So now I don't want to take up too much of my time talking about our merchandise. Today, I want to talk about the 3 ways to raise your event planning fee. So this is a topic that is, I would say, sensitive because there's a lot of business owners, not just event planners, who have a hard time raising their fees because they are afraid of if they raise their fee, then they price themselves out of the market and then nobody will book them, right? This is their number one fear. I raise my fees. Oh, thank you. I don't know who you are, Facebook user, but it says, thank you that I look strong and tan. Thank you so much. Hi, Dorothy. Thank you for joining us. So this is the number one fear. Why people don't raise their fee? Because they're afraid that when they raise their fee, people won't come, right? They won't get booked. So people don't come. And then also, they don't know that they should raise their fee. They just thought that, okay, this is the fee. I have been having this fee, and this is the market rate. And now you just stay. You just stay with your fee for an extended period of time, because not many people in the industry or in the business world feel comfortable raising their fees. Okay, it sounds kind of ridiculous, don't you think? If you are expecting a pay raise every year, and things become more and more expensive every year, and if you run a business and you're the service provider, why wouldn't you be raising your fee where everybody is raising their fees? So this is a mindset that we need to overcome and understand. So I know it's not easy to do this. It's easier to say it than to do it. That's why I want to share some 3 tips that I use myself to raise my fees. Okay, so number 1, okay, strategy number 1 or tip number 1. What do you need to do to raise your fees? Number 1, be very, very mindful about how you explain your services. Okay, be very mindful. If you are selling a product, regardless whether you're selling a product or you're selling a professional service, an intangible product, whenever you describe yourself as budget friendly, I am very budget friendly, I am priced competitively, I am low cost compared to other planners or other products, listen to yourself. When you use words like that, okay, you say that, you get your value's worth when you pay at this price, because I am a lot cheaper than a lot of other people. If you go shop around, I'm budget friendly, I'm a lot cheaper when you go shop around. Okay, things like that gives an impression that you are low cost, you don't cost a lot of money. Okay, you're budget friendly. Now, that's how you describe your services. What do you think the type of clientele you will attract? People who wants or likes budget-friendly things. People who likes cheap things. People who want to pay not more than a certain amount of dollar value, or people who wants to get a good deal, who wants to pay things cheaply, who's price shopping, because that's what you're talking to them, because of the language they're using. You're talking to these people. That's why these people are listening to you. When you use wordings like that in describing your services, you will attract the people who will respond to wordings like that. Okay? Okay, everybody's budget friendly can mean something different, right? Somebody just said on Instagram, right? Everybody's budget friendly can mean something different. So your budget friendly, when you say, I'm budget friendly, but you may be talking to a high-end client, but you are trying to tell them that you are high-end, you provide high-end services, but your budget is friendly. I'll tell you one thing, okay? People who pay based on value and they're not price shopping, when they hear budget friendly, it doesn't resonate with them. I will tell you that I pay based on value for a lot of things. I don't price shop because I understand the value of the things that I'm paying for, be it a tangible product or a service. Okay, so you will start attracting people who are budget friendly, who goes to the dollar store. Okay, no shame, I go to the dollar store as well. But when I go to the dollar store, my expectation of that thing that I'm going to buy is only this small, that I don't expect it to last more than a few hours. Okay, so I don't expect a good quality. So I go in knowing that, that store is budget friendly, so I'm not going to get a value. I'm going based on price. And we all know that we should never compete by undercutting the prices, because you will never win. Someone will always undercut you to win that business, and that someone is not a business savvy person. And unfortunately, there's a lot of people out there, because that's the environment that they are in, and they don't understand how they can build a business if they don't price low. Okay, so you have to know what is quality. If you say use words like that, you start to attract people like that. And when you start to attract people like that, you continue, you start to attract people like that. Then you start building a reputation that you are cheap. Okay, because people will say, oh my god, she is so cheap, like, yeah, her budget is very friendly, she'll work with you for any budget. I don't know whether that's a good thing for your business when people say that about you. Okay, when people say about M2 Hospitality and my mentorship program, Unstoppable Eventrepreneur, okay, from Events for Anyone, what do people say? May is pricey. Her program is up there. Her program is pricey, okay? Or her event planning services is pricey, but she gave a lot of value. You pay for the value. You pay for what you get. That's what my clients say about me and my company and my mentorship program, our event planning services and our mentorship program. Because I don't talk to other people that, hey, my event planning services is very budget friendly, right? When we first started, we say that we're very competitively priced, okay? So it's borderline talking that I'm budget friendly, but I said we're competitively priced because I'm compared to my competitors who are also priced at a very high range, okay? Same thing for our event planning services. I never said that my price is cheaper than the rest of my competitor or my price is higher than the rest of my competitor. I just say my price. I said, this is the value that I give and this is the price. So don't be afraid to explain your value, okay? Don't be afraid to explain your value. When you use certain words that gives certain meanings, you attract different types of people. So be very mindful about the language that you use, the words that you use when you're typing on your social media, when you're describing your services on your website, when you're describing your services on your social media, and when you're talking to people, okay? You never, ever, ever want to be known that, oh yeah, she's very cheap, or her prices are very reasonable. Okay, prices are very reasonable is one thing, but her prices are very cheap. You never, never, ever want to be known as the cheap event planner, okay? Never. That's when you run into the situation that, why don't people want to pay my fees? Well, maybe you should start looking at how you're talking, okay? So number one. Number two, your branding. How are you branding yourself? Now we're not just talking about your verbiage. We're talking about your overall package. Am I expecting you to go around with your, with your Ferragamo bag, with your Louboutin shoes? No. I'm asking you to take a hard look at how you're branding yourself, which is you, okay, and your company, and how are you presenting your brand to the public. And presenting to your brand to the public can be face-to-face, and it can be on social media. So when I go to networking events, all right, when I am at a client's event or when I'm hosting an event, I always make sure that I'm dressed according to my brand. So M2 Hospitality, is it super high-end? No. Is it cheap? No. We are mid-range, okay? We are mid-range. So I wear business executives. I wear, I don't broadcast any brands. I don't broadcast any of the things that I wear. I don't wear any labels. But people will ask me, where did you get that clothes? Where did you get that dress? Because I make sure that I wear things that portray my professionalism, that also fits me well, and I'm comfortable. I am comfortable and confident, and I feel good wearing that. And also about how you speak. I am not those prime and proper entrepreneurs or entrepreneurs who watch what they say all the time, because people buy from me because of my personality. Now, how is that any different from branding? Personality is part of branding, but don't be afraid to let your personality shine, okay? Because people will buy from people who they like. When I talk about branding, it's about the perceived value of your work, okay? The perceived value of your work, not so much the perceived value of you, all right? So does that mean that okay, if I wear all top to bottom, all right, everything branded, that means my perceived value is they will pay me a very high fee? Yeah, some people may perceive that, wow, she has a lot of money and that's why she's wearing everything branded. That means she must be charging a lot for her event planning service fee. Yes, some people may think that way, but I can't say it's true for all. I pay more attention to how I present my work, okay? My event planning services, the end product. So whatever I put on the internet, okay, or in person, when I go to a trade show, I make sure that my booth is professionally done. I make sure that nothing is wrinkled. I make sure that my flowers are fresh. I make sure that I wear the right things. I make sure that I have the right AV. I make sure I have the right IT. I make sure that all my staff are presented properly, and that is a perceived value when people come to my booth, that okay, this company knows what they're doing. When it's on social media, same thing. When I post my work, I show a little bit of my personality, but my work is always worth the value or the price that I am letting people know. It must always align. So for a lot of new planners out there, one word of caution: when you post your work, okay, be very, very careful about the background that you're using, the lighting that you're using, okay? Please make sure that whatever you're posting of your work in progress or your final end product or a client's event, your work that you did for a client, make sure that the lighting is good. Make sure that if you're taking a picture of the table skid that you set up, make sure that the linens are not wrinkled. Make sure that the linen is covering the legs of the table. Make sure that the silverware is placed correctly. It's not crooked. Details like that will differentiate you between a budget-friendly event planner versus a up-and-coming high-end event planner, because we pay attention to details like that. People who pay for value, all right, we know the finer things in life. We pay attention to things like that. So if you don't know what is the perceived value of your work, okay, whatever work that you post out on your social media, ask a friend, a family member to give you a very objective, non-biased price tag when they look at your work. Have them look at your work and ask them to give you a perceived price tag. How much they think that work is cost, that they will pay for that work. If they look at your work and they say that they give you a number that you're not really happy about, you will probably want to charge $500. I'm just saying $500. But they say, I wouldn't pay more than $150. Now, these people are the people who do not know the market rate of things, okay? They don't know the market rate. They're just looking at, okay, this setup, I will pay $150, whereas the market rate could be $500. That's why you want to charge $500, right? So go solicit those type of feedback, okay? It has to be non-biased, and you need to take it with an open heart. That's how you can learn. If they give you a perceived price tag that is much lower than what you want to charge, that means what you're portraying out there does not align with the fees that you want to charge. And that's the reason why people don't pay you for your fees, because they don't think that you're worth that much. I know it hurts to hear that. It hurts the ego to hear that, but that's how you learn, okay? And I will be very honest with you. Very, very high-end brand will not work with me because of how I speak, okay? Because of how I look. Now, you want to talk about discrimination? This is true discrimination. But you know what? Different strokes for different folks. There's enough business for everybody. And I'm not offended about it. But it's okay. They're not my people. I'm not their people. So I move on and I go find my people, right? So you have to take it with an open mind, be open-minded and ask them, why do you think that this you will only pay $150 for this work based on what you're seeing? And then ask them, right? See what they say. They may say that it looks like it's very simple. It looks like it's done by someone who just put things together. It doesn't seem like it takes a lot of time, a lot of work to do that. So then you start to refine, okay? You start to refine your photography. You start to refine the types of photos that you want to post on your social media, because people, every time they look at your work, every time they look at you, they already have a perceived value of how much they want to pay. So be very, very mindful of that. And another good way to be able to raise your fee, especially on the social media platform, okay, because it's free and it reaches out to a lot of people, is to assert yourself as the authority in the field. You want to be able to show up every time that you are the expert in what you say you are doing, okay? If you show up all the time to the people who's following you by showing your expertise, by giving tips and strategies, by showing your behind the scene work of how you work, how you think, how you communicate your value, you keep showing up as the expertise, and people look up to you and they follow you because you're producing very good content that they love to consume, nurturing content. Then they will see you as the expert in the field. So when they see you as the expert in the field, they will pay more, because in our head, an expert means more money, right? So when you assert yourself as the authority in your field, so visibility is so important. But it's not just visibility, it's what are you visible about? Okay, what are you known for when you come on live? What do people know you for? You want to create that status, okay, that celebrity status. Build that, okay? You have to build your status and assert yourself as the authority in your field, as the go-to person in your arena for whatever you are doing. Once you get to that point, you can easily raise your fees, okay? So the third strategy that I adopt all the time, and I know some of you who are in my mentorship program knows that I raise my fees every 6 weeks. I raise my mentorship fees every 6 weeks. Why? Because when you raise your fees all the time, you start training. You start training your potential client, your existing client, and your future clients, okay, that you raise your fees frequently. Number one, they know that they raise your fee frequently. So if they don't book you now, the next time they book you, they're going to pay more. Now, how can you confidently raise your fees? When you raise your fees, it needs to be coupled with the value that you are providing. You can't just raise your fee just because you like to raise your fees, okay? Every time I raise my fee, there is a certain value attached to that, because our mentorship program gets better and better and better by the day. So people who joined way before last year and people who just joined us recently, they pay a completely different set of fees. But the value of the program has increased tremendously, so I'm able to charge that fee, okay? So you as an event entrepreneur, you need to constantly improve yourself. You need to invest in yourself. You need to improve in your skills, in your thinking, in knowing how to provide a better value, a higher value to your clients, okay? So that they can walk away with a better experience. Once they know that you are able to provide that value and you're able to up a notch each time. My event planning client, my clients for M2 Hospitality, every time we plan an event for them, they say, oh my God, how are we going to top this next year? How? This year is mind-blowing. How are we going to top it next year? Guess what? Next year, I charge more and I give you more. So I just topped last year, and every year we'll just make it better and better and better and better. And that's my job, to make sure that I make it better and better and better for my clients. That's why I'm able to raise my fee each time. So you want to let people know, your followers, your potential clients, your existing clients, okay, and your future clients, all your clients, your past clients, you need to let them know that your fees doesn't stay like that. Your fees goes up, okay? At least try to raise your fees every 6 months, okay? And when you raise your fees, one word of caution, Okay, one word of caution. Never raise such a big gap. When you raise your fee, when you raise such a big gap, it's a shock for everybody. Okay, especially if that value that you're providing has not been communicated clearly, how you can increase your fee by such a big gap. So the best way to do this is when you increase your fee, increase it frequently in small increments. Okay, in small increments. When you increase it in small increments, you first and foremost do not shock yourself. Okay, your ego is not shocked, and it doesn't jeopardize your money belief. Because if you yourself feel that your fee is too high, it's very difficult for you to convey confidently to your clients that you're going to charge this much, because you can't even convince yourself you're worth that much. So that's a suicidal move. So increase your fee little by little. Okay, that's why you can do it in small increments, but in a shorter frequency. So do it often, increase little. All right, so it doesn't shock your ego, it doesn't shock your money belief system, and it doesn't shock your client as well. Okay, you don't jump from $1,000 to $5,000. Is it possible? Absolutely. Okay, I've done that myself, but you need to be confident enough. You need to be able to feel that you can articulate that new price without stammering, without stuttering, because if you are not able to communicate that new price confidently, your potential client or your clients will not buy from you. Okay, so summary, 3 ways. Number 1, watch your language, how you explain your event planning services. Budget friendly, low cost, not the right thing to say. Okay, unless you want to attract that type of client, which is completely fine. Then number 2, your branding. Okay, your branding, which is how you present your work and also to assert authority. Okay, be very mindful about the things that you're posting on social media, because people will immediately give you a perceived price tag. Okay, number 3, increase your fees frequently in small increments. So there's a question, the basis of our fees is still the hourly rate, correct? Yes, we will make small increase to our hourly rate. Absolutely right, Jackie. You increase your fees based on your hourly rate. That is correct. So again, when you're putting together your packages, it's always go back to your hourly rate. You don't have a rate for your package price. Your package is by your hourly rate plus whatever you want to add on to that. Okay, so yes, so I hope that these 3 tips has been helpful for you. As usual, if you find this useful, give me a thumbs up, give me an emoji, let me know that this is something that you can understand and will implement. Before I log off today, I just want to do a quick reminder. This Friday, we have our boot camp. You know that we did this boot camp almost 2 months ago. That was like end of February or something like that. Now, this is not something that we do all the time, okay? This boot camp comes on infrequently. So I am doing this boot camp this Friday at 8 p.m. First session, how to set up your foundation. We're talking about your legal paperwork, okay? Your legal paperwork that you need to set up your company. And also, we will be talking about the systems, the software, the applications that you should have so that you can run your business smoothly. Your SOP, standard operating procedure. What are the templates that you need so that you are not scrambling when you get your business going, okay? So don't be those business owners who have no clue what happens when they start their event planning company. I want you to have a full understanding what is ahead of you when you make the decision to start your event planning company, because we never want to see you close your event planning company. So this a never look back moment. So got to make sure that you get all your paperwork correct. Make sure that your system, your process is correct. That's day 1, okay? 8 p.m. Eastern time zone on Friday. Day 2 on Saturday, this coming Saturday at 11 o'clock Eastern time zone is Sales and Marketing 101. You don't have a business if you don't have a pipeline. If you don't have a pipeline, you don't close clients. You don't close clients, you're going to be starving to death because you have no money coming in. I'll be talking about what exactly is sales. How do you build up a sales system? How do you build a pipeline? What exactly is a sales activities calendar? How do you evaluate your sales effort? How do you know if you're making money? So all those things will go into, okay, and all the different ways to market yourself, all right? So that you can get leads. So we build the business needs to come. So that's day 2 at 11 o'clock Eastern time zone. Day 3, Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern time zone, we will be talking about money. You got to know your financials, okay? I will be teaching you what are the financial reports that you should be generating for your business, okay? How to read them, how to monitor them so that you are not in the hole, so that you are not in the red without knowing that you are in the red. You got to know what money is coming in and what money is going out. So, and also the different ways that you can make money apart from just doing event planning services, okay? So those are the 3 days of our boot camp. There is a workbook that goes along with it. If you want to register for the boot camp, please connect with your concierge, okay? Is concierge Christine Thomas or concierge or Stephanie EA, okay? Don't know who's your concierge? Comment register right here. Comment register. Watching me on replay, #replay, all right? Comment register so that we can register you for the boot camp. Being a great event planner, knowing how to plan events, okay, putting on a good event is only 10%. It's only 10%. If you don't know how to build a business and grow a business, which is 90%, then you don't have a business. You have a very expensive hobby that you sometimes take money out from your own pocket so that your event look pretty and your client is happy, and then you realize that, holy shit, I didn't even make money for the event. I actually lost money. Do you want to be in that situation? No. Okay? So you don't have a business. You have a very expensive hobby. At the same time, what happened? You will also be losing your time that you can spend with your family and friends because you say, oh my God, I have a client. I need to work on my client's events. Okay? If you don't know how to calculate your hourly rate, which we will be going through that as well. Okay? Pricing and packaging on day 2, we'll be talking about that. So if you don't know how to price yourself, you don't know how to evaluate your return on investment, you don't have a business. So join me live these 3 days, okay? Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern time zone, Saturday, 11 a.m. Eastern time zone, Sunday, 4 p.m. Eastern time zone, okay? Please make sure that you register with your concierge. If you don't know who your concierge is, comment register and we will register you. We have a workbook that needs to send to you. You will be taking a lot of notes. So make sure you get that workbook from your concierge, okay? Thank you everybody. For my Instagram followers, send me a DM. If you want to be registered, we will register you as well. So my YouTube followers, same thing. Send me a message, join the Facebook group. Everything happens inside the Facebook group, okay? Thank you everybody. Hope you have a great Wednesday. Hopefully today's session has been great. And think about what I say about raising your fees, about your languages, your branding, and raising your fees frequently. And please implement them. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a great Wednesday. Bye.